Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. We're here at Stadia Party Chat Podcast, episode 21. We're here on November 14th with my super co-host, Sebastian. How are you doing today?
Good yourself, Ricardo. Had a
I'm
good
doing
time.
I'm doing well. I've had
Yeah.
a good week. It was Hannah's birthday yesterday,
Oh.
so we went to an alpaca farm and we actually walked alpacas and like we went right into the middle of like this huge area where they're all like walking around eating apples out of our hand. So it was a pretty cool experience.
That's good.
Other than that, I've just been studying all week as I'm in school now. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. How about yourself?
Well, I've been able to play more games now, so I play some Destiny 2 for sure. There's not much happening in Destiny 2, but I end up like starting playing. So I try Wavetale, like same as you, and I try 100 Days of Winemaker Simulation, and I got hooked. So that game is very fun, and I think my wife's gonna want to play because she look at it, she's like, that's look like a game I will play too. And yeah, so basically it's a mix of RTS, turn-based. And the good thing is that this game, they couldn't make it like a mobile app, a mobile game. And like instead of like having like a real-time countdown, they just make it a turn, if that makes sense. So the game, you put an item and it's gonna be ready in an hour and a half or something like that. And then you have to wait like real time. In this case, you place it, it's telling you Omni turn and it's gonna be ready. So then you go through your turns. So I really like that. And I got hooked because I'm a big fan of wine. And every time I play, I feel like I could have a glass of wine on my left hand and just play with the mouse. Because like this game, you can do everything with just your mouse. So that's pretty good for that. And yeah, the story mode, when you start it, it's basically more a tutorial. And when you finish it, you just keep going within your game and you don't get like any more story basically. So after you meet all the people on the map, all the population, then they're like basically there to give you special orders because they want to order some wine from you and give you some int if like you develop a new technology. So it has a technology tree, and then you just develop it. And as you develop new technology, there's this guy showing up like, oh, this is how you ferment, let's say like with more bacteria for your wine, and then like decreasing the acidity of the wine and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. And you want to hit always the right mark for every wine. They all have like a level of acidity, a level of sweetness, the body, and they all like when you hit that perfect mark, it will give you a star. So like that, the next time you make that wine, you just try to line it up with the star. So it's pretty good. I was able to make some wine that was 100 out of 100. So and then like they sell for more, you make a lot of money, and then yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just like doesn't stop basically. There's no like end story, if that makes sense. So, but like very fun game.
That's
Um,
wicked. Yeah, it's
hmm
good that you're enjoying it, and it's cool that it's a Stadia Maker game.
hmm
So that's fun to see. I
It's a
my
very basic like game, and but like it get you like hooked up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry. Go
yeah, I
ahead.
played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It had some potential maybe if you read the actual words of what they were saying.
hmm
Me, I just skipped through it. But like you were saying, I jumped into the stealth drop, Wavetail,
hmm
and I've been loving it. For me, it's like a mix of Sonic and like I would say it's like even like an evolved form of like that running around collecting, going through ramps, jumping. And now the ads are evolving. Like in the beginning it's very basic, but now I have dodge, I have ground slam, I'm like jumping in the air, throwing grappling hooks. Lots of collecting. Some weaknesses, I wish the money bought more than just aesthetic appearances. Like I
hmm
want there to be armor and different things happening. But yeah, I'm just loving it right now. It's really it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I tried it too, and I found that the artistic like the look, it's like very similar to Breath of a Wild and like the Zelda, and like the gameplay was fun actually. I found at first it was a little bit like guiding you through like too much, but then after that, when you have to discover some secret type of thing, like you free some of the population, and they're like, "Oh, I'm looking for my hammers," and then you take them and you get more money. Like you said, like the currency just only like give you to buy some stuff from the shop is only aesthetic. I hope like I wish you could like upgrade your weapon and stuff like that. Have some a customization that will make your character better. Let's say jump higher or like, things like that. I think that would have been better. But like overall, the game is very fun, right?
yeah, the gameplay is very like fluid. You're always moving.
Hmm.
And I find like the puzzles, like it's all very puzzle based, and you're using the environment to sort of take away the fog, which seems to be the enemy in the
Hmm.
darkness, and then you're activating these light towers. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm giving it a little bit of game time every day because I know that the developer gets some kickback from playing every day.
Hmm.
Um, and also, I beat Control, so now I'm like, what do I play next? With Destiny's downtime. But I did jump into some Saints Row, and I will say I appreciate Stadia saying that this. I feel like they didn't say it, but this is my interpretation. They weren't able to get GTA trilogy or 5 for whatever reason. I don't know why. Nobody's talking about it. Like, why aren't they friends with Rockstar after Red Dead Redemption? But
I
they
don't
gave us
know.
Saints Row 4. And so kind of like the same universe of like I would say it's in the same genre. And to be honest, because I've never played it before, I'm enjoying it. Like it's a great game. Like I would say, like, as I'm getting more into the story, if you've ever seen Matrix 3, it's like that game. It's very crazy where they take it. You're basically like playing that movie out in the Matrix, where there's two different worlds. You jump in between the simulation, the Matrix, and you jump out of it. You got like dodging and bullet times and all these powers in simulation. But when you're outside, you're in like a spaceship navigating this crazy world. They throw you in like big guns, big mech ships, like you're flying or like just the most insane things possible. So I'm really enjoying like the craziness and wackiness of it.
I'm quite happy that they actually give us Saint Row versus GTA, because I think GTA, the trilogy that just came out, there's a lot of complaint because they just made it look like the same way it was. They didn't upgrade anything or change anything. Maybe slightly the graphic, but apparently from what I've heard of what I read is that it looks the same. So people are a bit annoyed about that, and Saint Row 4 is actually looking better, and there's a new Saint Row coming up because like Saint Row 4 came out like a year or two ago, something like that. So hopefully the new one's gonna be available on Stadia at launch too. So that would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just been a wicked game. I definitely recommend jumping into it. If you want to scratch that sandbox GTA sort of itch. The one thing I'd say about it is you never really get in a car because most of the time you're just like so strong and powerful, you just fly around. Um, but yeah, wicked experience. And then other than that, just jumping into Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's been a little bit of slow down pace. The GM this week is Proving Grounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get that done. It was uh it was a long strike, I will say that. I think the finish time for the run was around 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had we had two hunters and one warlock.
Okay. What
Yeah.
did you guys use? Like stasis for the hunter and
Yeah,
a well?
stasis for the hunter, and I
Yeah.
was the warlock with the well,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other guy was the invis omnioculus.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say their whole strategy was to constantly spam the invis, wells, and the healing grenade. Like
Mm-hmm.
just always be spamming that. And we were able just to with 2 vexes, I think it was, and maybe a wither horde. We were
Mm.
able just to like slowly make our way beating through everything.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
I would say that they made the boss in the final room more aggressive this season than it was last season,
Yeah.
which is not good. Not
Mm.
good. In those final moments, you know how before he just kind of hung around in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's like fully going on to the side and shooting you like crazy, or he's
Oh,
fully
really?
going on to the other side. That would be the one change that I got from last season. But
Mm.
yeah, definitely doable. Unfortunately, we lost somebody after the 45 minutes, so it was a 2-man until the end. But we were
Damn.
able to just basically vex him to death
That's
and
good.
finish it. Yeah, it was tough
Yeah.
though. It was not easy. But just like patience, I guess, and the right positioning.
Yeah. You gotta take your time for that one, because like in the boss room, like you keep like spamming the orb that come at you and you need to destroy them, right? So
Yeah,
and
and
now
that's the
you know
thing.
it
14 rushes.
yeah, jeez. And then like, at the same time when you create out those bubble, you need to go inside and destroy it now. You don't have the what do you call it, anarchy anymore to like use on that. Like most people are not using anarchy. So if you have the Vex or even the Widow Ord, I think Widow Ord is a trick now. Is it working with Widow Ord for like just pop it on the centerpiece so like you can destroy the bubble
Yeah, so we would have to aggro the Cabal dude, and
on
then
one
the
side?
Invis dude would have to go Invis in the shield, pop
Oh,
pop the middle, and then get out of there quickly. This is
mm,
just death in there.
yeah, exactly.
And then
I-
the champions, they throw 4 unstoppables at you in the boss room. I feel like it's just unnecessary.
Damn, they make it harder and harder now.
Yeah, and having that threaded needle, like that's where I used it. I don't think I used
Mm.
the threaded needle the entire game until those 4 champions just to melt them quickly.
Yeah, that just said the unstoppable. You need to melt down because like if they come at you, they're gonna push you, and yeah, it's screw. It's terrible, terrible. All
Yeah.
right.
And then other than that, just a little bit of trials. So they're doing cap points this week. And
Mhm.
it's just kind of what I've liked. The one thing I'll note about the change is that they're only doing center cap points and they're only doing it on the middle, right, and left. So really it's a cool little twist. I definitely like it more than having the cap zones in your end or their end.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think they talked about it before. They're gonna make it more neutral, so no team has advantage. So that's perfect. So just like they just change the location, but they keep it in a neutral position. So that's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Gonna
All
have to
right.
try that because I haven't tried the trials or even the GM this week. So probably gonna jump onto Destiny later and look for a team or something. So
Yeah, we can
uh
do I got some studying to do, but we can definitely do it afterwards.
sounds good. I'll go over the this week at Bungie, the TWAB. So there's a lot of
TWAB.
stuff coming up. Like we got the 30th anniversary coming on December 7th, and also the some of the change. So they're gonna do a mid-season update basically. So if that makes sense. Excuse me. So basically the update, what they're gonna do, we'll cover some of the stuff. First thing though, there's like a redemption for an emblem you can get. The code is right beside it, and you click on the code redemption site and you can redeem it. The emblem is to recognize transgender within the company or within the population. So that's a good thing. I think every month or every so often they have something like that just to recognize like different type of people within the company and like within the world. So it's good to see Bungie supporting that. They also have like a Bungie Pride pin you can order on their on their website. So pretty good. If you're interested, just go ahead and support it. You're just basically helping them with their their like donation basically. So yeah, so you can get the pin there. Looking pretty good. They have a few other stuff too, like that you can buy on their store. Has like a bunch of um, things that to like support their foundation, a different foundation. So, but moving on with the lab, like we mentioned for trials now, the capture zone is back and with this style of elimination, right? So they have they changed some stuff. So 30-second after the round start, the capture zone is enable. I think the last time was like 45-second or something like that. I try to remember. So you can capture the zone at that point, or just eliminate the team to like win the round. The capture zone, like it's right now, has a waypoint from the round start, including countdown timer, and everyone will know exactly when and where it will be right from the start. So it's a little bit easier, so you know which area you need to go for to defeat the other team. And the capture zone is in the middle of the map. It does change location, but stay in a neutral place. So, and they took a feedback from the previous one, previous capture zone lab, and they made some of the change. They're using the stronger trial map, so Endless Veil. So that's the one available. I try to remember which one is Endless Veil, but me the name in the map, it just like doesn't matter. I just gonna jump in and try it.
It's the one with the sniper lane in the center.
Oh yeah.
And
then you can go on the left and there's a platform and you can jump up the
that's
left
where
or
B
right.
is.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And then there's like a hole that goes into the ground for the
Yeah.
inside part on the
Yeah. A lot of
I think
people
it's
like
on
that map. Yeah.
I don't know what planet that is. It's like Nessus, it looks like.
Yeah, Nessus. Yeah. So that's good. So again, like instead of rotating between like where the zone's gonna be to be closer to the other team or further, yeah, they make it neutral, and you no longer gain super energy when capturing the zone. So I know that previously the trick is that even though you kill the other team, you want to capture the zone just to gain some super energy. They remove that completely. So so yeah, it's available now and go for it. Yeah, and then I don't know what's gonna happen from there.
And then one thing to mention here is they changed it to card-based matchmaking, right? And then the flawless pool turns on Sunday morning.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other big thing they added. So because I know like no one liked the version they had before where like it was like round base matchmaking or something like that. So they went back to this to make it even better. So. And then moving on to the Pew Pew, the 30th anniversary is coming on the 7th December. And then they're gonna be doing some change. So they had like Chris, I don't know, he's like
Australian, maybe? I don't know. Why is he saying good day?
Good day, yeah, probably Australian, but like he's just like providing the update for the mid-season. So archetype, there's a lot of archetype change. Shotgun, they notice is like they still need to modify it, but like they try to make it separate. So a lot of the archetype, they try to do some change to the weapon that will affect in PvP, but not PvE, if that makes sense. So like in this case, they reduce the slug shotgun PvE damage bonus from 30 to 20%, and give pellet shotgun and a 10% PvE damage bonus. So I guess those changes only affecting you PvE. I don't know how it's gonna affect the PvP side, but that's how it is. Linear fusion rifle, they increase the damage by 10%, which is good because they notice like a lot of people like don't use it as much. I feel like I use it more because it's season, but yeah. Caster sword, they reduce the heavy attack from 8 to 5 because they know like it's like an advantage to have a caster sword because you can do like a range with it. And then like casting 8 heavy was yeah, it was like a little bit harsh. And now they like lower it down, so that's good. Bows for in season 11, so they bumped the damage. I thought they was good, but they now increasing the damage again. Increase damage versus rank and file enemy by 10%, so it's gonna make it more efficient. So that's gonna be good because I feel like we're using a lot of bows in
Especially with
GM.
the overload, yeah.
Next archetype they changing is the sidearm infusion rifle. They have noticed that not as many people use it for this season. And one thing they did is that they increased the sidearm infusion rifle projectile speed from 999 to 9,999. Which basically what it does, it's like make it scan regardless of frame rate. I know there's been some issue with frame rate and damage for this season that they're gonna change that. But like on Stadia, we don't see the difference because we run at 60 FPS. So, but it's good to see that they're doing some change to make the sidearm and fusion rifle more reliable. I think like fusion rifle this season it's good. But sidearm, I feel like this season is not that great. Every time I need to do bounty with the sidearms, I always go with the Traveler's Chosen because I found it's way better, but they're gonna make it even better like this. All right, moving on to exotics. So, a couple exotics they're gonna change. Vecnuke middle class, they already talked about it previously. They say it's a little bit too OP, so they're gonna do some changes. It's gonna only affect the PvP side of things. So
Boo.
reducing aim assist stat by 25. They reduce the linear fusion rifle mode aim assist cone scale from 1.1 to
That seems
1.05.
insignificant.
Yeah, it's so little, like it might be enough for PvP, but PvE is not gonna really affect. And the requirement for the overcharge is 3 instead of 2. So you need like more kill before you can get your overcharge, and that's gonna be for PvP side. So good thing. Fighting Lions, which I haven't used in so long. But like one issue with that weapon, it used primary, and now with this season, because primary it's limited, they notice like it's an issue in Crucible, so they made it a bit what do you call it? Less forgiving. So like when you do, because you gotta reload perk when you get hits or something like that. So they removed the multi-hit requirement. So dealing any damage will grant the buff. So instead of like having multiple people getting hit, you just need to do damage and you get the buff to reload, and increase the buff to reload stat from plus 50 to plus 70. So they made it a little bit better. And the reload will still be slow if you miss, but like if you land any damage and you reload faster, that's a good thing, I think. I think previous to it was harder to play with, but I think they still understand that there's like more modification needs to be done. They increasing the buff duration to 7 seconds. I don't know what it was before, maybe 5 seconds. But anyway, Fighting Lions, just try it out. It's a pretty good weapon. I never really like it as a grenade launcher. I feel like uh, it takes an exotic slot that I could have something better, but some people like it. Arbalest, so now they're gonna put the anti-barrier intrinsic with the weapon. So that's going to be good. So that's going to be a weapon to use in GM or any activity that require anti-barrier. It's the same thing with other weapon like Divinity does overload. The Leviathan's Breath does unstoppable. So there's a different weapon like this. I really like that they do that with exotics, so you don't need to add the mod on. So that's good. Sleeper Simulant. So the one thing they notice is that people still not using it as much, so they're still modifying it. So the big thing they're changing is that they increasing the magazine size from 3 to 4 and increase PvE damage by 6%. So it might be like even better to use now. Suros regime. So the 360 RPM mode basically they make it like more because every time I see that gun, everybody use the is it a 600 mode where like you shoot and it increase in speed as you shoot. Now they made it a dual receiver mode to grant a following the effects
30
of plus
range.
30 range and plus
Wow.
3 zoom. So like the 360 RPM mode's gonna make it like um a bit better, like for like if you're thinking PvP, if you like you further range, you can switch that mod and then just like get your hit from further. And if like the enemy comes closer, you can switch the mod, the fast shooting. So I really like that actually. I will have to like play with it a little bit more too. The Cryostasia. So that's the sidearm exotic with the stasis. They notice like it's not being used as much. They could make it better. So they doing some change. So they're removing the variable trigger completely. So now on the fire press instead of release, when you shoot the IC shot, if that makes sense, the stasis shot. So like before it was on the release of the trigger, which was kind of weird because like most weapons like on the press of the trigger, right? So they changed it that like this. The charge shot moved to special reload. So getting the final blow with the sidearm enable access to the special reload. So that's a little bit better. Once the charge shot is fired, the weapon revert back to standard side arm mode. It does not cost your entire magazine. So that's very good. Because like previously the stasis shot will like take all the magazines. So now it's like gonna take one round, I guess. Charge shot now cause AoE, which frees AI and slow player, which is amazing because it's not, you don't necessarily need to hit the target. You can hit the ground right in front of him and he probably gonna get like frozen or slow, get it like affected. So that's perfect. Yeah, so I can wait to see that change and try it out. Leviathan's Breath. I really like that bow, but like they didn't make it attractive for heavy exotic. So one thing they're doing for the catalyst is changing it to grant Archer's tempo perk in addition to all the other effect, which is great because now you can be firing it faster. So really like that. I'll have to try that.
Let's see
With
if it makes me use it. I mean, yeah, I don't think so.
no, with the catalyst you can have like more ammo too. So
Yeah, I got the catalyst. I
mhm.
just, yeah,
And
I
you can
don't
do
see using.
you can do unstoppable with it. That's the good thing too.
So can
Mhm.
Bastion though, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Just like they try to make it like a bit better so people can use it more. Whisper of the Worm. I really like that sniper. I'm happy they're doing some change. So the original DPS king. So because I remember in Leviathan, it was like the weapon to use, right? And now like Thousand Voices is a weapon to use. So maybe we're gonna go back to it. So some of the change you're doing is like reducing the delay of activating the whisper greeting. So that's like, you know, the stability buff basically from 2.1 second to 1.2 seconds. It's going to be
That's
even
fast.
quicker. Yeah. The white nail magazine refill charge. This is an amazing buff. It used just to take 3 from your inventory, but now it's pulling 2 from your inventory and 1 from the thin
Oh
air.
wow.
So you're accumulating ammo as you get your crit shot. I'm
That's
like,
good.
that's amazing. So at the end of the day, I try to remember how many rounds you have in that weapon. I want to say 15 or 16, but at the end of the day, you can add like,
An
what is
extra
it?
5.
Yeah, an extra 5 round in that. So that's pretty good. And they also increasing the damage by 10%. So I can see us using it more now, maybe because of that. Very great gun. If you don't have it yet, just go buy it at the, we call it the station there, with your, anyway, if
The
get it, get,
archive.
yeah, archive, yeah. Darcy, so that's another sniper we don't use very often. They do some change to make it a little bit better. They reduce the flinch, recoil, and accuracy degradation by 50%, while personal assist is active. That's crazy. That's gonna make it a weapon even better. The personal assistant now has a 1 second delay before deactivating when off target. It was instant before. Increased damage in PvE by 20%. So I'm gonna have to pull it out of my vault and just check it out too,
Yeah,
because I haven't
20%'s
used
a lot.
Dars. Exactly. That's a lot. Interesting modification, which I really like. Malfeasance. So that's one of the end cannon. It's like what do you call it? A taken end cannon.
Right,
And
it's for
the
like Gambit, right? It has a Gambit specific perk. Is that the one?
yeah, no, this one basically can combine it with Wither
Wither
Horde, and you
Horde, yeah.
create more damage, and that's one thing we discovered recently, and it's pretty cool. Increase explosion damage by 50%, which is great. I don't know like how good is that gonna make it, but like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty happy to see that. Next one, Dead Man's Tale. So they're changing it again. I guess they didn't achieve what they wanted. So this isn't actually a branching the tuning between input device, but they touch the bit they touch either only present or much more impactful on controller. So increase reticle friction fall off distance, so no effect on the mouse and keyboard. They just gotta make it better for the controller. Less recoil, again, reduce the effect on mouse and keyboards. It's good. Improve accuracy, reduce effect on mouse and keyboard. So it's gonna make it a little bit better for mouse and keyboard and also controller. So I'm
Yeah,
happy
that's
to
good.
see that. Yeah,
Nice.
because I think it's considered like the we call it uh last word is like on controller is amazing, and then Men's-Tell is like pretty amazing for mouse and keyboard. So gonna have to go back into using that maybe for trials. The heir apparent catalyst, so they're gonna change it because it's a little bit OP. I've used it when we play survival, and it destroyed, just melt people down. I was able to kill someone that's super because he wasn't able to pop my bubble. So
They
they
have
can
no
reduce,
chance. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Reduce damage resistance against player from 75% to 25%. So now it's gonna be a little bit easier because in PvP, every time I see someone heir apparent, I just run away. It's not even worth it to try because he's gonna kill you in no time. And yeah, that bubble is like, it's amazing. So yeah, good they're doing a change because less people's gonna use it in PvP now. Lawrence driver. So they removed the ability energy regeneration on picking up the telemetry. I think that's a little thing attached on the gun, right? When you kill ads.
Yeah, and they're just removing it because like why give it a damage buff when it's so strong?
Exactly. I keep getting headshot by that thing. And I remember when I was working on the catalyst, it's fun when you get a headshot and it just do the splash damage with all the other people around.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Travelers chosen. See, so they added more for it. I like that. It's similar to Lorenz driver, basically what they're saying it's gonna be affecting PvP more than the PvE. So now grant 10% ability energy per stack on activation. So that's pretty good. Add like more ability. So if you need to, you like to use your grenade a lot or like your melee, That's just perfect. Combine that with the stasis hunter. Yeah, you get like a good combo there. So less generous on ice stack, the average and amount for 10 stack are unchanged. Reduce the stack granted on Guardian defeated from 3 to 2. So you're gonna have to like get more kills to increase the stack. So, and then when you get your 10 stack, then you're gonna be able to get a maximum amount of ability energy. So that's good. So perks, they did some change. Oh, they're gonna do some change on perks. I remember there was a tweet saying Adrenaline Junkie, if you have that on your weapon, just keep it for now because of those change coming up. So,
Let's see what it says here.
so it's very similar to the grenade buckler apparently. So which is, I'm guessing there was a perk from Destiny 1 or previous perk, but what it does is like elimination with the weapon can add single damage stack and extend existing one. Grenade elimination boosts the stack immediately to 5 times 5 and lower the duration of the compensate for the weapon activation.
So eliminations with the weapon can add single damage stacks like Rampage. And then grenade eliminations boost stacks immediately to 5 times. So it's Rampage, but grenade boosts it all the way up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So if you get your kill with your weapon, you get the stack, and then you throw your grenade is gonna do even more damage. And then like you get a
No,
5 stack then?
I don't no. So like if you get a say it's on the Chroma Rush, just for example, one kill with the Chroma Rush to an ad will add 1 stack of adrenaline. But if you get a grenade kill, you kill someone with your grenade, you automatically get the full 5 stacks of adrenaline.
Yeah, but what the Adrenaline Junkie does overall at the end
It increases damage
for the grenade, right? Or
for the
overall
gun.
weapon? Oh, the gun. Okay, okay. That's even better, I think.
Yeah,
Huh. Cool. I like that. I
because
like
it's
the
saying damage stacks. You see that first one? Damage
Yeah,
stacks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna check like the weapon I have with that and probably gonna keep them.
Yeah, I kept some because I wasn't sure, but that's good.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a
good.
rampage now.
Vorpal weapon. Interesting. So the perk grant 15% bonus damage to all against all target. But like they found a heavy weapon. So I'm going to use my heavy weapon on. So basically some of the change you're doing, it's mainly like 15% damage on all weapon. Now 10% on heavy, 15 on special, and 20% on primary. So it's gonna make it more better for the primary weapon. No change damage versus player in super. So like most people have been using Vorpal and the heavy. I usually do too, because it's even better. I think I have like one primary. It's like an auto rifle. It's the one from Europa. So now I can do 20% more damage. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, awesome. More
That's cool.
damage with it. Yeah.
I mean, sucks that heavy is getting
Nerf basically.
yeah.
Yeah, but oh well. Um,
Whirlwind blade.
exactly. That
Best
one is
sword
like
perk around, and we're
exactly.
fine with it. Thank you.
So now they're doing some change, increasing the number of stack needed to hit maximum damage from 5 to 10. So
Ouch.
then we're
So you
gonna,
gotta
yeah,
kill more to get the stacks.
exactly. That's crazy. Um, my wife just like doing laundry there. The next
Hi,
one.
Sarah.
The next perk we have here is Pulse Monitor. So that perk, every time I see it on the weapon, I just delete the weapon because I found it was like useless. Now it's gonna make it more useful and even better for PvP. So it changed the threshold for activation from 90% health to 30% shield. So now you don't need to have your shield break to have that perk activating. You just need to, sorry, yeah, Now you just need to have some damage done to the shield. When you have 30% shield, then it will activate. So that's very good.
I
It's gonna
still
make
don't
the
like the
perk.
plan for failure.
Exactly. That's just it, right? But the fact they change it, it's pretty good. They're gonna make it to better. Maybe at some point you're gonna change it to 50% of the shield. So you always get hit a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Mods. So the quick access link, I mainly use it for the bow, and I think that's one of the thing they're saying. Bow and breach grenade launcher, because you can switch it very quickly. It's after one shot it activates. So now they're changing it to make it more functional with other weapon. So was hunt plus 100 handling for 0.9 is it 0.9 ready stow aim down sight time for 0.4 after running out of ammo. Now it's 0.9 ready stow time at all time. And this change also apply for the swap mag perk. Okay, as they use the same perk behind the scene. So there you go. They make it last longer now.
Cool.
I think I
Full.
don't know.
Mm.
I don't know if they changing the handling. They kept the same handling, I guess, right?
I have no idea if they're eliminating the plus 100 handling, because that's what it looks like to me.
Okay, we're gonna have to see when we try it. Full at auto retrofit. So that's gonna be an interesting one. So basically they added the full auto retrofit weapon mod that enable full auto while the trigger is held usable on legendary and cannon,
It's like the
sidearm,
trustee
scout,
is
and
has it intrinsic, right?
yeah, exactly. But now you're gonna make it available for all. It's unlocked by default for all player. So is it gonna be a mod you put in the slot? That's what I'm thinking, right? So you're gonna have that mod and then you can just take that and like and cannon, like full auto, that's interesting, I found. I guess it's like similar to the last word, right? This one is like full auto when you hold it, right?
Yeah,
So
interesting. Because they say it's on hand cannons. I've never seen a hand cannon with full auto.
no, that's just like but this one's gonna be for legendary, so legendary and cannon's gonna have full auto, so that should be interesting. We'll see what happened with that, but like I really
How
I'm
are you?
excited
Oh
for
my
that.
god. Yeah. Full
Yeah,
auto hand cannon. Full auto
yeah,
fate bringer.
I know, right? So we'll see. And there's more to come in the near future. So because they have like the rest of the season, they're gonna have the new year, and there's like the Witch Queen is gonna come up. They plan to change some modify some exotic catalyst from the look of it. So they can affect the weapon better and make it better. So instead of changing the old weapon, they just make it so like you gotta chase the catalyst, right? Weapon definition, differentiation. So if you have two void adaptive and cannon, you know, the issue where like you're saying like it's filling up the vault space and like why I will chase after a weapon like a same frame weapon that you already have in the vault is just a different name and the stats is the same. So it's like it's not worth it to go after, like just to fill up space in my vault that I would never use that weapon, right? So they're looking into changing that. So coming with the Witch Queen, and you have the craft, no, you can craft weapon now. So in Witch Queen, so how is it gonna affect all this? Is it gonna be worth it to chase after those weapon, or you're just
Mm.
gonna chase the parts so you can upgrade the weapon? There was mention before about who was it? I think it was Paul Tassi or someone else on YouTube was mentioning maybe we're gonna revert back a little bit on Destiny 1 format where like a weapon, you just as you use it, it'll level up, it just unlocks some of the mods basically on the weapon, and then when you craft it, you just like put the mod you want basically. So like all the mods gonna be available, or like because where it's gonna be, is it gonna be worth it to chase after those weapon and just do multiple GM just to get the palindrome you want, right? So I don't know how they're gonna turn that, but that should be interesting. I can't wait for like the weapons craft station to be available and see what we can make out of that. So
Here's what I would say, because what you're sounding like sounds like Call of Duty or like
mhm,
those type of games. What would
mhm.
be interesting is if you get weapons and you dismantle them, then you get one of the perks to be able to put into a gun. And it's one of the random four. So you may get a
Yeah,
good barrel or you may get a good like front perk, and you can only use it once again to like recraft a new weapon. I think that would be a cool system because it would make
that
dismantling the weapons like actually give you something other than this
mhm.
gunsmith material.
Exactly. That's a good point, actually. So if we could do that, then after this, at the end, you get the perk from that weapon, and you just have it like in your inventory or something like that. So when you go to the craft station, you can just say like, yeah, I want this perk on that weapon, this. So you make your own god roll at the end of the day, but you still need to chase those weapons to dismantle. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's probably
Call
the good
me,
way to,
Bungie.
yeah. So the other thing they mentioned previously was a special ammo economy in PvP. So they like gonna tweak that in the future. The ammo finder mods, they're gonna change a little bit of it, so it's affecting more in PvE. And they're adjusting more exotic in the future. That's like always being used in PvP, like Chaperone. Chaperone, that weapon is like crazy. I use it too, and every time someone uses it against me, I feel like they shoot me from so far. I'm like,
Ugh.
how the hell he got me one shot kill with that distance? It's just crazy. That weapon is crazy. But yeah, they're probably gonna do some modifications so people don't use it as much anymore. So, but yeah.
And we're looking at you, Jotun. Get out of PvP.
Jotun, like, I don't know, like, it's always gonna be there. I found people that use Jotun is just like they're frustrated and they just use it because it's easy to use and it tracks people and it's one shot kill. Every time I hear that sound, I just go eyed, because even there, like sometimes a freaking round curve and then they hit you. But anyway.
Just make it not a one-hit kill.
Exactly. It should be like you get hit and then like you still have some help. So
No other
person just
fusion rifle you can map someone and kill them. Like it's just silly.
yeah, because it's just a long range weapon, really, because you can hit from far.
There should be damage fall off based on distance.
Yeah, or even there, make the rounds slower.
Yeah.
So make it like yeah, I know they changed the charge time, but all right. The Thread of Light. So they have the magazine that covers story. There's new design that people created that they voted as to be the best for this month. Vanquish, Twisty, and Dawson Sun. So yeah, just look it up onto I think they have like the Destiny the game. No, sorry. So those are the winner. And in the future, if you want to submit your design, just go on Twitter and just put your design there with at Destiny the game, and they're gonna take it and yeah,
Use
they're
the
gonna look at it.
hashtag thread
Thread
of
of light,
lights.
yeah.
Light. Yeah.
So
Cool.
looking good. Apparently there was like some issue with that too. Some people like complained that they didn't like the design and Bungie could have choose better and stuff like that. They were pretty negative about it. So I would suggest people to keep those comments for themselves because it's gonna risk for them to remove that completely. I think it's a good idea to create those things. And then if people complain too much, like
Yeah, we all
then we're
know
gonna
that they
lose it.
just pick randomly. Come on, guys. There's
Mhm.
no way to judge it. It's just like that one, and that one. Let's go.
Yeah. And if like people don't submit it much, like, you know, if there's not that much submission, because you gotta think if they choose this one subclass or like, you know, one warlock, one hunter, and one titan. So just look up the submission and see like, or submit one of each. Maybe you're gonna pick one of them. Moving on, so we got the bounties, the Bungie bounties. So basically if you play PvP, there's gonna be people playing at different time
Yeah, it's only
throughout
for
the week.
PC.
Yeah, mostly PC. There's some
So
console.
Stadia doesn't go.
Last week they show some console player, and then yeah, you could play against them. So if you win the game, you will against one of the streamer, you will get an emblem. If you are with that team and you win, you will get an emblem. So no matter what, if you win, you're most likely gonna get an emblem if you play with them. So look for that, watch for them, just tag along and enjoy. And what's coming up? So there's a calendar change. So for the trial this week, this week was supposed to be extra nightfall rewards. They changed it, so it's the trials, uh, the bonus trial rank, and then next week they're gonna put the extra nightfall rewards instead of like this week. So no biggie. Use user research email. So apparently they sent out an email so you can help out Bungie to by answering a questionnaire about the game to help them out with the game itself. And if you participate to the survey, you can get money back for that. So it's pretty good way to have the community involved with Bungie. But apparently there was been an issue where some people didn't receive the email. I personally didn't receive it. It's mostly for US and Canada. But like if you didn't receive it, they should tell you how to fix the issue by going to your profile setting and email and SMS to get a check saying that, yep, I want it. Apparently, iCloud doesn't work if you have an iCloud email address. Who knows? I don't know. Like, I have a Gmail account, Gmail email, so I don't know if that worked. But I'll have a look because I didn't receive the email either. It might be in your spam too, so verify your spam to see if you have it. And some more hotfix coming up next Tuesday. So they're gonna fix a couple things, and they still know like getting known issues. So if you notice an issue, just go in the help forum and report it there. And the investigating an increase in a Rudiggz error, which I didn't get, so I don't know what's this error for. I think it's when like it's mainly on PC, I'm guessing. There's a few other issue where like wording is similar in different language for Frenzy and Rampage. They're gonna fix that. Wicked Overgrow shader. It's not available for player when complete Iron Banner. Okay. There's other thing with the broken blade. Banshee still try to give the broken blade. First character complete the
I
quest.
think it's part of the quest and is no
Uh-huh.
longer doing it.
There's some issue with Phoenix dive. When you
Yeah.
do use it for 5 seconds, you can't slide. I'm like, okay, I can't believe people find those issue, but yeah, cool. They're coming out with that, but to fix them. Moving on to the movie of the week. This one is pretty funny. It's Titan Space Squadron. So they basically use Thunder Crash, and then they just like take off. I think there's a countdown, and they just take off, and they show different picture of them like traveling the world, basically, different area, and they split up in all like and land in some different place. So it's pretty funny. And they go over like now right now they're in space in Europa and then move on to other location. Pretty funny video. Yeah, that's good. He like went through that hole on the ground there.
Yeah.
Like that was good landing. Yeah, they all land into 3 different bosses, so pretty funny. The next one is like this guy has like a vehicle, has like some I think it's a drag car and has like different design for from Destiny on it. Moving on to artist of the week. There's this person that created a cosplay and making look like Elixni with the baby. That's pretty sweet. It probably got the plush baby from the store, but looking good. Like, geez, the amount of details in there.
Yeah, crazy.
And then the other one is Mika 10. So it's a drawing of like an EXO. So cool. And we have a drawing of the Thousand Voices, the last Ankara. And that's pretty much it. So that was pretty much what we see so for this week.
Yeah, that was the
That was a
biggest TWAB we've seen
big
in a
TWAB.
while.
Yeah, a lot of changes on weapons. I can't wait to see how it goes. So many things, like a lot of exotic change. I'm so happy they're doing things like that. They're just revamping like some of the weapon to make it better and attract like some weapon that have been in the vault for too long. I think some of them I also deleted them because I was like, if I need it, I can pull it from collection. Because some
Yeah.
of the weapon I haven't used for so long, I just
Oh
always
yeah.
use the same one. Um, yeah, so interesting. And we got the 30th anniversary coming. So we got a couple more weeks before the anniversary. So if you don't know what to do in Destiny, there's like Triumph to change to finish. So I have a few Triumph I need to finish myself. And there's like if you go farm the exotic armor, like you go to the different planet, complete the activity there, the lost sector. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a little bit of stuff to do here and there.
Exactly. But
But
that's pretty much it for our TWAB.
yeah, and now let's pop on to the Stadia news for the week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first we have an interesting game coming on the radar here. We have Soul Passage. So this is a Kickstarter for a Souls-like game, and that basically came onto Twitter. And he just marketed straight to Stadia. He's like, "Hey, community, let's fundraise this game and get it on to Stadia."
Mm-hmm.
So interesting stuff. It's not slated to release until like 2024. So we'll hear more about it as it grows, but interesting to see if this goes through.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll learn more about that. Moving on, we have a title update for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It seems like that game is receiving a lot of support. So I'm sure there's some bugs and fixes along with this. Tombs of the Fallen. There's a festival going on for the Christmas event. So some new skills and a lot of game improvements. So if you're into Valhalla, check out the title fix for 1.4.0. And yeah, check it out because that Valhalla game is pretty cool. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody loves the Assassin's Creed series. It's really been one of the most successful IPs to really come out and break through in recent years, I feel.
Yeah, with Ubisoft have been like always making Assassin's Creed. I think since the beginning it was like a beautiful IP they came out with.
Yeah, I remember beating the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Same
Now
here.
I think there's like 30 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them now.
And coming out as a stealth drop, like I don't know what they're going to do for 2 years because that's coming up soon. And I've heard absolutely nothing from Stadia on 2 years. But Wavetale, stealth drop, colorful, very fun, fast moving, very smooth, interesting story, great gameplay. So check out Wavetale if you're a pro member for free.
Mm-hmm.
And adding the games for November up to I think 5 or 6. It's just
Yeah, we
crazy how
up to
many.
5, yeah. Yeah, maybe 6, like you said, yeah.
Yeah. Stadia is also updating their Explore tab, so you can check that out on your phone. It
And on
just
the Chrome browser
on the
too, yeah.
Chrome browser. So
Mm,
just basically like an Instagram feed, but just having pure game clips, state shares, um, different screenshots. Now they've populated it with some news and some trending games. So
Mm-hmm.
they're making the feed more interesting, something to scroll through. follow some of the games you like, follow gamers you like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always see what they're posting. So it's kind of fun to go in there, and one of the more entertaining feeds, as it only contains gaming stuff. So
Yeah, and if you're a person that just started, let's say, playing Destiny or anything like that, and you see people posting some of the feed in there, like you can add them as a friend or something, so they you increase the community within Stadia. So it's very good. I posted like a couple of video and people added me. I was like, yeah, sure. I'm always happy to play with new players. So yeah, tag
yeah,
along on that. I just wish they would have like some sort of thumbs up or like, other feature added to it. Uh,
I'm sure they'll get there.
yeah,
Uh,
they'll get there.
but yeah, it's good to see the support.
Hmm.
I always wanted the Explore tab to be more than what it was when we first got it. So I'm glad
Yeah,
that it's
exactly.
evolving.
Hmm.
An update to Far Cry 6 Vast Insanity. That arrives on November 16th. So in the next 2 days, we'll see some new Far Cry 6 content.
Update. Yeah, that's good.
So wicked to see if you love Far Cry 6 and you've already beaten the game, which I'm sure many people have. You got some new stuff going on. Um,
Exactly.
this is a next story which is a little bit closer to my heart, which I cannot wait for. But Rainbow Six Extraction update. So we got some wicked news. People are going to get a buddy pass. They launched a new lower price and bonus content connecting it with Rainbow Six Siege.
Hmm.
Um, Great news, lower price, and yeah, get into some extraction fun. The release date now, January 20th. Please don't move that again. Yeah, and get into some of this stuff. So once you grab one of these pre-orders, you automatically get a bunch of DLC. And if you play Rainbow Six Siege, you're going to get some more stuff there as well. So can't wait. Really hope to see this game coming out soon.
I found that like coming in the new year, there's gonna be so many game like big IP or a triple A game coming out. So it's gonna be busy like start the year.
Oh yeah, I still got games to go through. I still got to beat Saints Row, Wavetale, then get through Mafia, and then I'm sure Destiny will get back. So there'll be some things to keep busy. And we have Chorus coming out early December.
Mhm.
So a lot of wicked stuff going on.
Yeah.
We have a new update for Outriders. So I know you played a bit of the demo for Outriders.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're gonna get hopefully some fixes, and this same updates people are saying will hopefully add crossplay to Stadia. So we don't know for sure. I wish we knew more, but we know something's coming tomorrow.
There we go. That's awesome.
Let's hope Outriders gets everything it needs and more to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Awesome.
we have some DLC out for the Orcs Must Die 3. It's the Cold Eye expansion. So you'll see that coming out, and you get to enjoy some Orcs Must Die 3 fun.
I think is it for free at DLC for a pro subscription?
I believe so. I believe it
Uh,
just free DLC automatically
yeah.
updates, but I can't be for sure.
It's 5.99 euro.
Yeah.
On here. But if you're a pro, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come for free for pro. They usually like support that a lot, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Switching over to another news source we have here. Stadia adds 4K 60 FPS support for YouTube live streaming.
Mhm.
So that's wicked. You no longer need third-party tools. I wish there was some more tools that I could use because that streaming works for me. I just wish I had more tools for it.
I wish you could add like the camera feature in there, so like you can record yourself, have it in the corner, so then like it will remove like the use of Steam Lab or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you just stream directly. Yeah. I wish they could like improve a little more. That's good. They put it 4K 60 FPS. That's crazy amazing. I just hope they have it like even better, some extra feature on it. So probably gonna have a look into that.
Yeah, they're building on it though, so
Mm-hmm.
that's good to know. Sky Climbers shows off some of its procedural villages, so you can check out the trailer there on the Sky Climbers. You can check out their Twitter handle, and they'll have their
Mm-hmm.
website up there. So that's good. I mean, I can't wait for Sky Climbers.
I know, same
It
here.
seems like a pretty expansive and big game.
Mm-hmm.
However, we don't really have a release date or anything like that.
So expecting the next year or something like that, right? So,
Yeah.
and if the developer needs some help, like testing out the game, hey, I'm available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
We have Wreckfest, which seems to be sort of like a sandbox car game. It was announced as a Stadia title on the ESRB ratings, so
mhm.
look forward to having what looks to be like a demolition derby style
Yeah,
game come onto the platform.
that should be fun.
Yep. And another Assassin's Creed title listed for Stadia. So I'm sure they'll just be slowly moving all of those guys on. But
Hmm.
Liberation, if you were a fan of that one, will be coming back. Or if you're missing it from your collection, it'll be coming on to Stadia.
Yeah, amazing.
And then Lies of P. So this one I believe was produced in another country. I can't remember too specifically on the details of this game. I think I read a little bit about it. Um but basically it's a souls like game, a story behind Pinocchio, but more of like a dark twist on it. um
Interesting.
so they released a new game teaser, and hopefully we get to see from them soon.
Hmm. Sweet.
I
It make
mean,
me
yeah.
make me think of there's a movie called Life of P, right? Or Life
Yeah,
of
Life
Pi.
of Pi or something, except they're doing Pinocchio now.
Yeah.
But wow. Okay, big news filled week. I
Hmm.
mean, lots coming out of the Bungie TWAB, lots
Yeah.
coming out of Stadia Source, and thank you, Chronicles of Stadia, for your news update as well. I was grabbing a couple stories from there, so appreciate that. Shout out to our news sponsors,
Hmm.
and yeah, um, better time to play Stadia than ever. You get so many pro games, just wicked gaming times, new features constantly being updated on Stadia.
Hmm.
They're doing their Explore tab, they're doing updating their streaming tech. Yeah, I mean, next, I think they're coming up to 2 years. So we'll
Yeah,
be
5 days.
having something to talk about hopefully next week about
Yeah.
what they did for 2 years. I think that'll be our next episode.
There's like the Stadia second anniversary coming up, so hopefully we can see some of the upgrade. Hopefully, it's a hardware upgrade of the hardware or something like that. Thanks to John Scar to adding us on the Twitter like chat group with everybody else, Stadia fan. We speculating a lot in there, which is good. I think everybody has their mindset of what's coming up, and then hopefully we're gonna hear more from Stadia soon. Hopefully they're gonna have a live stream coming up to like for the 19th of November. So hopefully you're gonna do that and gonna announce like all the change you're doing or like what they coming up in the future. I know in terms of game, they promised us like having more game and more game, and they provided like now I don't even know how many games we have on Stadia. It's just crazy. And then every month we're getting more on Stadia Pro. Like this month we got like some sales if you're a pro membership. Like some of the games like Crystal, it's cheaper. Darkwood, it's like $11. Like some of those game are like already claim it as pro title, but like if there's some like you interested, like Merrick's Market is now $19. So like there's more game available there. It's just so many, right? it's just crazy the amount of game we have available, and it's not stopping at all. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, what they're gonna announce. I hope it's gonna be huge. I know GeForce Now and Xbox xCloud, they upgraded the hardware like to be able to do higher FPS and higher quality. Let's hope to see Stadia like stepping up too and then upgrading the hardware, even if it's not that new feature on the Chrome or like Chromecast. Maybe some deal there coming out with the Chromecast with Google TV. Who knows, right? So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just honestly hope they do something instead of nothing. So I'll be happy if they tweet out at least something that day.
Oh, they're probably gonna tweet out something, but I just want to see a live stream or something like
Yeah,
that for
that's hoping for too much. So my
them.
expectations are way low.
Maybe they can do a crowd play on one of the game or something. That would be good too.
Maybe I feel like they would have done promotion for it beforehand, so like not just
Yeah,
bring it up day of. But I guess we'll see what happens.
we'll see. We still have 5 days for them to come up with something.
Yeah. Well, that's our show for this week, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. A lot of news this week. If you're a Destiny Stadia fan, lots of content to take home today. But yeah, thanks as always to Stadia Source for giving us the news and Chronicles of Stadia. Good hearing from you popping out. Always good to have more news sources out in the Stadia world. So thanks for some stories there and giving us some content. As always, we appreciate the audience. My super co-host, Sebastian, thank you.
Pleasure. I always like to do this podcast with you.
Yeah, man. And I'll catch you in the cloud later today, I'm sure, man.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'll see you there too.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All right.
Take care.
Take care, guys.